You're now celebrating the previous opponent in Las Vegas Lights FC. Team captain number 7, midfielder Carlos Alvarez. In goal, midfielder. In goal number 22, Angel Alvarez. Defender number 23, Christian Torres. Defender number 6, Marco Rene. Defender number 16, Marcelo Alvarez. Defender number 13, Juan Herrera. Midfielder number 24, Kobayashi.
The Swope Park Rangers are looking to rebound from a tough road loss in Fresno, and they're returning home where they have a 14-game unbeaten streak on the line. They'll be looking to continue that as they play host to Las Vegas Lights FC in a critical Western Conference showdown. It's Swope Park Rangers, Las Vegas Lights FC, next. Good afternoon and welcome to Kansas City, Kansas, a rain-soaked Children's Mercy Park, the site for today's Western Conference matchup between the Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC. Joined by Sam Cobson, I am Carter Augustine. And Sam, this is a matchup between one of the perennial Western Conference contenders in the last couple of years and a newcomer making some noise in USL.
Certainly Las Vegas Lights FC making a strong start to their inaugural season in USL. Coming off a 4-1 victory at home to Seattle Sounders FC last Saturday. And on the other side, Swope Park Rangers unbeaten in 14 straight at home. That's a streak that dates back to last August.
Should be an exciting one here this afternoon. Let's take a look at some of the key players for each of these teams. And starting with the away side, the main man in their first season has been Carlos Alvarez. Yeah,
Alvarez enjoying arguably his best season as a pro in 2018. 4 goals and 3 assists. Those are both team bests for Vegas. And as we've often seen this year, the Lights are at their best when the former MLS veteran is causing danger in the attacking third.
Speaking of MLS players, the Swope Park Rangers will be happy to have this man, Diego Rubio, in their starting 11 tonight as he came off the bench for Sporting KC to score this goal against the Houston Dynamo last night, and he's in the starting 11 for SPR here today.
Unbelievable stuff. Diego Rubio coming off the bench in the 85th minute last night for Sporting KC. Scores the game tire, assists the game winner. Less than 24 hours later, he gets a start for SPR and an opportunity to give more minutes as part of a formidable Rangers front three.
Should be a fun one here to watch this afternoon. Plenty of attacking talent on display for both teams as the Swope Park Rangers, 6th place in the West, getting ready to host newcomers Las Vegas Lights, 13th in the West. Stay tuned. Swope Park Rangers versus Las Vegas Lights FC coming up next. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. Just about ready to start this match between the Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC. Let's take a look at the lineups for each team, starting with the away side, Las Vegas Lights FC on 16 points in 13th in the West, and just one change, and it's an enforced change. It could be a big one as well. The captain, Yoel Wiki, out as a center back. In his place, coming in, Raul Mendiola up top.
Yeah, this is a Vegas side that has conceded 11 goals in its last 2 away games. So the obvious question is, how does that back line fare without center back Wiki, who is serving a suspension for yellow card accumulation? Also be keeping my eye up top on Sammy Ochoa, 2 goals last week in the 4-1 win over Sounders FC2. We've seen him banging them in for Sacramento Republic last season, Tulsa Roughnecks before that. Veteran forward up top, plenty of experience.
They've listed as a 4-3-3 to start. We'll keep an eye on and see if that's exactly how Las Vegas lines up. Meanwhile, for the Swope Park Rangers, you know how they're going to line up, this patented 4-3-3, but a host of changes from that 4-1 loss in Fresno. 8 of them in total, a whole new back line. In fact, Felipe Hernandez, Chase Minter, who moves into midfield, and Tyler Blackwood, the only 3 players to keep their places here.
How about this? 5 players on loan from Sporting KC today, including Carlton Belmar, USL's joint leading scorer. Then you've got youngsters Kuzain and Jidic, who've also appeared for SKC this season. And MLS veteran Seth Sinovic, who wears the captain's armband. He returns from injury, making just his 2nd career SPR appearance, his first since 2016.
It'll be really interesting to see how all these new changes to the lineup work out for the Swope Park Rangers. Meanwhile, for the visitors, Coach Isidro Sanchez be a little lonelier on the touchline here this afternoon. Of course, his father, Chelis, the technical director for the club, suspended 8 games. So he won't be on the sideline here this afternoon. Paulo Nagamura, in his first season in charge for the Swope Park Rangers, off to a good start, 7-4-4. See him talking there to his longtime teammate, Seth Sinovic. As Sam mentioned, wearing the captain's armband this afternoon. MLS veteran should provide some stability along the back line for the Swope Park Rangers. It's been a rainy day throughout here in Kansas City, Kansas, but for the moment, pocket of sunshine, as it appears we are just about ready to get this thing underway from Children's Mercy Park. Whistle is blown, play is underway. Swope Park Rangers playing host to Las Vegas Lights FC, and immediately the Rangers pumping it up in the direction of Carlton Belmar and Sam Cobson. That is a big return to the starting lineup for the Swope Park Rangers. Carlton Belmar still tied atop the leaderboard in terms of goal scorers in USL.
Well, he's been absolutely brilliant with the Rangers this season. 8 goals in 8 appearances, throw in 2 assists, a couple USL Player of the Week honors, USL Player of the Month in March. Carlton Belmar doing it all for SPR when he's been in the lineup for Paulo Nagamura's side. Excellent on the ball, excellent off the ball, such a dynamic player in the attack, able to occupy all 3 positions up top. A valuable weapon here at the USL level, and he started knocking on the door for Sporting Kansas City.
First game since May 19th for Carlton Belmar, and somehow those 8 goals still tied for the league lead. Just shows you what a rip-roaring start to the season he had. Colton Storm nodding this one back, and it's well read and well intercepted by Daigo Kobayashi. Speaking of MLS veterans, there's a couple in midfield for the Lights here on display this afternoon. There's one of them, Alvarez, turning it over, and now Cousin getting the break started the other way for the Rangers. Tyler Blackwood. Has a clever ball inside for Rubio, who spins away from one defender, finds a pass out to Hernandez, slotting it into the area. Belmar squares it and heads up goalkeeping from Angel Alvarez.
Not a bad start there from the host. There we see Diego Rubio, his strong suit with his back toward goal. He holds the ball up, gets it to Hernandez, who spreads it wide. Man, we've been talking about Carlton Belmar. And how about this for a test for the young goalkeeper Angel Alvarez for Vegas Lights, making just his 2nd appearance of the season. Having debuted last Saturday.
2nd start in a row for Alvarez, and he's done well to keep his spot. Looking at our main man in the middle here today. So Lights now making inroads down the left-hand side. But Rubio again turning his defender, causing some problems in the early stages here. Good recovery at the end by Marcelo Alatorre, but it's out of bounds. It'll be a Swope Park Rangers throw. Rangers wearing their dark blue with blue stripes. Las Vegas Lights in their white kits with blue trim, as well as the other colors and the City of Las Vegas logo, official colors. One of many of the fun things that this franchise has brought to USL and to American soccer this season.
Well, I think they've certainly nailed it from a branding perspective, Carter. When you talk about the buzz and discussion that this Lights FC club had in their first year in the USL, been one of the better seasons to date yet for the league as it continues to grow in quality and quantity with more teams joining.
There's Chase Minter pressuring that one out of play. Looked like Alvarez might have gotten away with the ball. Drifting across the end line. There's a good first-time flick, though, from Mathers. He's found Raul Mendiola. Back now with Mathers. Cuts it inside, tries to slot it through, and Barnathan is there, but still Mathers in the area. Takes a shot, blocked away by Barnathan, will be out for a throw-in.
This is excellent work from Mathers, sticking with it in the box, and Barnathan forced to make a big block here as we see Mathers just weaving inside the box. He's asking questions of the SPR defense early, and not a bad look there from the visitors.
Be a throw-in here for Las Vegas as Marco Cesar Jaime Jr. looking to incorporate a long throw. It's a good one up towards the 6, flick back into the area. Chance for Mendiola, just really a half chance. And offside actually in the end, but a gather and an early touch for Christian Herrera as we talk about goalkeepers, young goalkeepers being inexperienced. Alvarez, 20 years old on the other end for Las Vegas Lights, making his 2nd appearance this season. Christian Herrera making his 1st between the sticks for the Swope Park Rangers.
2 relatively inexperienced goalkeepers today, Carter. Christian Herrera standing all of 6'6". Certainly has the body of a keeper. Developed in the RSL Academy, loaned to Pachuca, where he received some time with the UT there. Now he's with Las Vegas.
There's a poor ball backwards by Diego Rubio. He's apologizing to his teammates now as they have a free kick to defend. Good work again from Zach Mathers. Cutting inside on the right, drawing a foul, and this is a free kick in a really tantalizing position for Las Vegas.
And SPR only have themselves to blame for that one. Costly giveaway, and an excellent look here for Lights.
Alvarez standing over it, as well as Mathers. Kobayashi also in the area. Several options here for Las Vegas as this one just about 25 yards out. Mathers runs onto it, trying to go through the wall. It takes a deflection, took all the sting off it. It's an easy take in the end for Herrera.
I like where Mathers' head is at there. Oftentimes you see the wall jump in scenarios like that. So oftentimes going low, trying to beat the wall underhand is the best way to go.
Well, look at this counter going the other way. Blackwood trying to get there. Alvarez way off his line, and he does well to usher this out of bounds, but so quickly up the other end, the Swope Park Rangers on the counterattack.
Yeah, quick fire counterattack and a heads-up play from Alvarez. Coming off his line there, he had to, because Blackwood was running onto that one. We saw Blackwood really shine for SPR 11 days ago in their 3-2 win over first-place Real Monarchs. For my money, one of the better players in that game was Blackwood. He'll be approaching this game with plenty of confidence and plenty of contentment after his native England won earlier this morning in the World Cup, beating Panama 6-1.
We'll be looking to continue those English goal-scoring ways here. Wonderful day of soccer in the summer. Barnathan now cross with Amir Djidic. And Chase Minter, who really started the season on the outside looking in, but he's making his 5th straight start for Paulo Nagamura. And this time it's in midfield. We see him operate on the wings, haven't we, Sam? But very versatile player, and I think that has done him favors in terms of playing time here with the Swope Park Rangers.
It certainly has. I think he's someone who has left a strong impression under Paulo Nagamura as the season has worn on. You mentioned his versatility really coming into use. He actually earned a USL Team of the Week nod a few weeks ago from a midfield position.
Well, look at the speed from Carlton Belmar, and the cross is a good one as well. Rubio still there. Alvarez pounces on it the very last vital second. With a little look into the speed of Carlton Belmar. Boy, he just turned to the defender and got on his way down the right-hand side.
So good from Belmar, the pace to break away, and then the delivery. Rubio there, I think, would be able to slide out, maybe get a left foot to it, but he stays upright. And Alvarez with a decent start here at Children's Mercy Park.
Well, he's quick off his line again, isn't he, Alvarez?
Yes.
That time electing to slide in with his feet. But it wound up working for the 20-year-old. Here's Kobayashi. Decent idea for Mendiola, and he gets a thumbs up. Doesn't come off in the end for Daigo Kobayashi. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com and receive free shipping on orders over $50.
Carter, for me, a huge game, a huge key in this game for Vegas is maintaining that defensive posture, that defensive discipline. We saw Belmar get free down the right side there and deliver a teasing ball in. This is a Lights team that has only played 5 games away from home this season. They've lost each of their last 3 away from home after winning their inaugural road game on March 17th, a 3-2 decision to Fresno. So I think for this team, it's all about translating that home form, which has been solid this season, into strong form on their travels, and certainly not an easy place to do so here in Kansas City.
Long throw again from Jaime. Towering header from Djidic. And Hernandez breaks clear of the pack. Lights get back well in transition initially, so Hernandez slows it down for Carlton Belmar. Back to your point, Sam, perhaps just a case of a new team getting their sea legs in USL.
Yeah, and when we have a team that has been assembled like this expansion side has been, it can be hard to get that chemistry going, and oftentimes where you see that show itself is on the road. You've got the elements against you, you've got the crowd against you.
What a build up here from Minter. Can he find the pass to the right-hand side? Belmar charging in, lifts it over the keeper. Shouts from the players, nothing given by the referee. And so Las Vegas clears. But what a buildup from the Swope Park Rangers from back to front. Here they come again. Hernandez looking for the run of Rubio. Oh, and that's a dangerous challenge on the far side. Christian Torres sliding in on Rubio, and he's been called for the foul. Well, this was a big chance for the Swope Park Rangers just moments ago.
Crazy sequence here as we see diagonal ball played through. And upon first glance, I thought Alvarez got enough of the ball, and I would stand by it there on that replay as Minter plays it through to Belmar. If there's any doubt about that one, there certainly was no doubt about Christian Torres' foul, which has given SPR this free kick.
Good spot from Sam, as that's just good goalkeeping there. Alvarez, again, off his line in a flash. He's had to be here in the early stages. And he'll have to organize his defense as it's a free kick for the Swope Park Rangers. Taken short. Sinovic on his left! Seth Sinovic! The howitzer! And the Swope Park Rangers take the lead.
Seth Sinovic, one of the greatest goals of his professional career. He settles it onto his patented left boot and makes no mistake. Alvarez trying to get behind that heat seeker, but he really had no chance. And Seth Sinovic, the 31-year-old, giving SPR a 1-0 lead.
Well, how about that? A real captain's contribution from Seth Sinovic, on loan from Sporting KC. His first appearance for SPR since 2016. And 12 minutes in, he's got a goal, and he's given the home side a lead here.
Well, he doesn't score often, Seth Sinovic, but when he does, it's often on a rope with that left foot of his, and we've seen him for Sporting Kansas City. He's not afraid to have a go from distance. Oftentimes, though, when he pulls the trigger, it just so happens to be straight at the keeper. This time, though, near post. What a strike.
Physical play from Barnathan there, and it's popped out to Mendiola, who's cutting in onto his left foot. That's a tasty ball to the back stick. Oh, and perhaps Kobayashi could have squared that one. What a pass from Mendiola.
A terrific chance for the visitors, and we've got some game unfolding right now. Terrific diagonal ball played in from Mathers, and Kobayashi could have cushioned that back across the face of goal and could have resulted in the equalizer. It's SPR being let off the hook there.
End-to-end stuff here in the early stages of this one. Swope Park Rangers just taking the lead, but what a chance that was to equalize for the visitors. And now Colton Storm will charge forward into the area. Storm still in the box, cutting it back. It's deflected out for a corner. But another attack for the Swope Park Rangers, and it comes off the back of the best chance for the Las Vegas Lights, which we'll take another look at here. Just happened moments ago.
Mendiola squaring up Sinovic. Delivers a nice ball to the far post. This is where I think Kobayashi can head back across.
He might be trying to there in the end.
He certainly might be. I think we saw Sammy Ochoa lurking there. Nonetheless, SPR now with the corner at the other end.
Coming off a set-piece goal just a few minutes ago. Curled into the box. Rubio got there at the front post and tried to flick it on to the back post, but it'll drift out of play.
Well, I'll tell you, Carter, if someone's there lurking at the far post, that's goal number 2 for the Rangers. Not a bad flick on there from Diego Rubio. Usually you'd like to see an offensive player stationed there at the far stick, clean anything up that may come their way.
Well, it took him a little longer in this game, Diego Rubio, to make an impact than it did last night. Just 43 seconds onto the pitch for Sporting KC against the Houston Dynamo, and he found the equalizer. Eventually, Sporting KC getting the winner as they came back in a thrilling 3-2 victory after trailing by 2 goals to Houston at halftime. Rubio on the pitch here this afternoon, and he's the one that drew the foul that led to that set-piece goal for Seth Sinovic.
Certainly no doubting Diego Rubio's work rate. In 2018, he's really embraced his role as an impact sub. 3 goals for Sporting KC, all 3 of them from off the bench. Manager Peter Vermes has depth at his disposal like he has not had in recent seasons. Sporting KC with 8 goals from substitutes this season. That's already their MLS regular season club record. Pretty amazing stuff considering they're less than halfway through the MLS campaign still.
Of course, this being another opportunity for game time for Diego Rubio, and slotting into a pretty potent Swope Park Rangers attack, 6th in the league in goal scoring. So the Las Vegas Lights, quarter of an hour into the match, trailing by a goal to nothing, trying to find their way back into it here. Sinovic does well under pressure from Mendiola, but Minter gives it away to Alvarez. Jidic there on the slide. Looked like Mathers might have just slid in behind, so it's a good touch from the big center half. Game just back and forth in midfield at the moment. As we talked about at the offset, 5 players on loan here this afternoon for the Swope Park Rangers from Sporting KC. Las Vegas Lights do have a few players at their disposal as well. Just signing James Murphy. He is available on the bench here this afternoon as this one drifts out of play for a goal kick. Murphy signed this week on loan from LAFC. So will we see him make his debut for Las Vegas Lights? Plenty of time left in this one.
Well, you talk about a team that would be a challenge to get a playing time for. It'd be Los Angeles FC, an excellent start to their inaugural MLS season. 8 wins, 4 losses, 4 draws in their first 16 games, among the best teams in the Western Conference. James Murphy, will we see him later this afternoon? I think it's a strong possibility the way the scoreline currently is. Although Money Lights haven't started too poorly, they will have been disappointed probably to give up that goal on the way they did. Say what you will about the quality of Seth Sinovic's strike, but it did come off of a designed set piece straight off the training ground there, presumably. So all in all, not too bad so far from Vegas, but it's an SPR side that will continue to attack and attack as the day goes on.
And the best form of defense for the Swope Park Rangers this season has been keeping the ball like they're doing now. At the top of the league in terms of passes. See the Swope Park Rangers really patient in the buildup here with this 1-0 lead.
And you're looking at a Las Vegas side right now that isn't exactly pressing deep up the field, are they? So Rangers will pick their moments. And when they do, you can expect them to be fairly lethal.
Blackwood was in an offside position there, so Storm will chase on after his own pass. Make sure Christian Torres is unable to clear it down the line. So it'll be a throw-in deep in their own half. And looks like we're having a coming together. Referee Sergej Demanchuk demanding some attention here from Carlton Belmar and Marco Jaime Jr. And some physical altercations already between these two players on the pitch. Something to keep an eye on as we move into the 20th minute here. Children's Mercy Park. Las Vegas unable to keep this one in bounds along the far side. So we have a throw-in for the Swope Park Rangers. Well, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Battle for it in midfield. Storm called for the foul on Kobayashi. You can hear some of the Rangers players are wanting a foul just before that, as this one's getting a little physical. Of course, these two teams did meet once already this season. Las Vegas beating the Swope Park Rangers on March 31st. It was an own goal winner for Las Vegas. Rangers actually took the lead in that one. Las Vegas will be hoping to repeat what they did on that day, coming from 1-0 down to win by a score of 2-1. Here's a good flick on from Ochoa. Can Kobayashi get there? He can. First time strike, Kobayashi crashes it in off the post. What a finish. And we are level at 1-1.
How good of a finish is this from Daigo Kobayashi? It's the lethal finish of a veteran is what it is. He puts his laces through that one. Christian Herrera, no chance. And a wonderful response from Las Vegas Lights FC. You can't say enough about what they've done since falling behind 1-1 and delicately poised at Children's Mercy Park.
Kobayashi gets his 3rd goal of the season for Las Vegas Lights. And we restart play, tied up at 1 here at Children's Mercy Park, thanks to 2 former New England Revolution players. A couple of veterans getting in on the act here. What is starting to really open up. Hernandez was looking for the run of Rubio, but was well defended by the Lights back line.
Carter, how about that flick on header from Ochoa to set Kobayashi free down the right channel there? And questions have to be asked, you'd think, of SPR there, cut up, but certainly Las Vegas making them pay, and Kobayashi with a moment of class there for sure.
It's a great shot. It was a lovely flicked header from Ochoa, who gets his 3rd assist of the season. That'll tie him for the team lead. Look at the speed now. Belmar charging down the middle of the pitch, trying to usher it around Alatorre. Now Torres slides in, but Belmar can get back onto it for the Rangers.
Yeah, Torres did just enough there to extinguish that threat as Belmar barreling through into the attacking third there, looking his dangerous self.
Well, he can eat up the space, can he? Carlton Belmar, often credited as the fastest team on the Sporting KC roster. Here's Colton Storm now. Starting to see him make a few more forays forward here in this first half. It's well defended. Clearance only as far as Kuzain. Minter heads it back with Hernandez. Minter now, pocket of space. Deflected strike, that's a fantastic save. Angel Alvarez on the full stretch. It took a deflection, and he maintains his watchful eye on that ball, is able to tip it out of play for a corner. What a save.
And this is how Angel Alvarez will continue to earn more playing time. That ball is bending in at the far post, and the young 20-year-old keeper at full extension. That is superb.
Top hand there from Alvarez, top save. Corner kick now for the Rangers. Djidic at the near post. That's a good chance for Amir Djidic, who rose above everyone.
Oh, Amir Djidic is going to want this one back. He peels off his man. Gets a little separation inside the box as Minter whips this corner kick in. As we saw, Djidic had shaken free of Marco Jaime. Very close. Carter, and very entertaining first 25 minutes.
Sure has been. End-to-end stuff here. Another good chance for the Swope Park Rangers. But Angel Alvarez coming up with a fantastic save. See how his distribution is. We're talking about him making his 2nd consecutive start. Well, he got an assist in the first. Not bad for a goalkeeper. 1 game, 1 assist.
Not too bad at all. You don't see many goalkeepers with 1 assist per game ratio.
Moving up the pitch, we'll see. There's a good ball that's found Blackwood in some space. Blackwood cutting it back. Sliding it right now for Hernandez. He chips it to the back post. It's headed up in the air. Rubio. It's a tough header for Storm. A bunch of blue shirts there in the area. But it's an easy save in the end for Alvarez.
It is a routine save. And you talk about a an outside back who certainly has a penchant for attacking. Be Colton Storm, always lurking in and around the box, at least more so than you would expect from an outside back. He latches onto that looping header from Rubio. Simple stuff for Alvarez.
A couple of Swope Park Rangers in some space there.
No problem, prepare it. Let's go for it.
Here, Isidro Sanchez barking out instructions. Alex Mendoza just sprays that one out wide left.
Sanchez looking a little exasperated there, but I think he would have to like the way his team has managed the first third of this game. Albeit falling behind, they've responded in a very strong way, restoring parity through Kobayashi.
Now the press forces a turnover from Herrera. Ochoa now spreading it wide right. Mendiola wants it on that left foot. He's found space for a cross. Chidic there to just head it on, continuing on its path and through the box. 1-1 the score here as Satsinovic opened the scoring. A set piece for Swope Park Rangers. His opener canceled out by Daigo Kobayashi. Minter now finding Kuzain. In with Belmar. Carl to Belmar showing his qualities off here in the opening 26 minutes and change. He draws the foul there. Rangers will restart quickly. Dakota Barnathan. It's a decent ball over the top, looking for Rubio. First touch on his toe, he's kept it in play. Now he can slide it for Colton Storm. Storm with the inside-out move, defended well, tackled it well. Another good tackle along the back line. The first one was from Alatorre, second one from Torres. That's good defending from Las Vegas when it looked like the Rangers were in business down the right-hand side.
Yeah, and Alatorre and Torres will continue to be busy throughout the day, you would think. Rangers certainly attacking down that right side on a consistent basis. We'll see how that side of the Vegas defense holds up.
A little body check there for Hernandez to take from Alvarez, and it looked like the Lights might be in business there. Mendiola trying to exchange a 1-2, but it's just a overhit pass that Hernandez could run onto, and it results in this free kick. Hotly debated as to where the free kick should be taken from.
Sammy Ochoa, the veteran there, being a little ornery. Certainly someone who's been around the block. He started his career in MLS with Seattle Sounders. He's moved on since then to the likes of Wilmington, Tulsa Roughnecks, Sac Republic last season, and now with Las Vegas in their first USL campaign.
There's good work from the Lights and Mendiola, and Las Vegas moving all their players forward into the attacking half. Looking for Ochoa over the top, trying to post up on Chidic. That should be an interesting battle to watch this afternoon, shouldn't it, Sam? Ochoa and Chidic, two players really adept in the air.
Two players who have squared off multiple times over the last 3 seasons. Chidic obviously in his third year as a rookie with SPR in 2016. He was an all-league player as a rookie. Got a little bit of time at the end of 2016, made some CONCACAF Champions League appearances with Sporting KC. He knows Ochoa well. That is certain. Another head-to-head battle between the two of them tonight. Usually a physical one. Chidic, 6'3", 6'4". Very strong center half. And Ochoa certainly carries some size on himself as well.
Seeing the aerial prowess of Sammy Ochoa in the build-up to the Las Vegas goal with that wonderful flicked-on header. Really fascinating matchup to keep your eye on for the remainder of this game as we have moved past the 30-minute mark. everything looking for Rubio. And it's just a little push caught by the referee there against Rubio. Wry smile on the face of the Chilean. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Well, you can hear Isidro Sanchez just about kicking every ball down there along the touchline.
Certainly been animated, hasn't he? For a Las Vegas side that has, quite frankly, been played off the pitch in each of its last 2 road games. That's a 7-2 defeat at LA Galaxy 2 on May 26th, and then a 4-0 thrashing at the hands of Phoenix Rising FC on June 13th. They've certainly given a better account of themselves so far this Sunday afternoon.
Appears the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree here. Isidro Sanchez. Of course, his father, Chelis, known for his demonstrative touchline antics. Of course, former Chivas USA manager among numerous stops across North America.
Chelis, certainly one of the funnest managerial personalities in the game in North America. And like you said, Isidro, his son, learning from Pops. For me, Carter, I just appreciate the passion that they bring to the game. You can tell they love what they do, and the energy that they bring every night is certainly something that I think adds intrigue and positive energy every fixture that they're a part of.
Of course, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Sanchez just by himself here today on the touchline. Usually Chelis is down there, the technical director, but I guess there's a point, Sam, where that exuberance can cross a line, and it did that in the game against Phoenix Rising. Chelis suspended for 8 games. He is banished to the stands for this one. Blackwood cutting inside. Exchanges passes with Minter. Blackwood finding space for his right foot. Not enough space because it's closed down wonderfully well by Alatorre. Storm fakes the shot. Cross to the top of the box. Rubio just can't bring it under his control. There's a late one from Jidic on Ochoa. Sore one for Ochoa as well. He takes the foul. That's going to be a tough one to walk off. You can see there's a hard landing for Sammy Ochoa.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything malicious here from Jidic. They just collided with each other, that aerial duel. And Ochoa landing firmly on his stomach there. A little bit of a clumsy sequence from both of them. And what I'm guessing here is, as we have a stoppage in play for Ochoa to get treatment, I think he's probably just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
And, certainly when you collide with Jidic in the air, you're gonna feel it for sure.
Amir Jidic, 6'4", 200 pounds, making his 13th start this season for the Swope Park Rangers.
Jidic, a guy I've said so long, Carter, he's got the physical attributes of an MLS defender without question. It's just a matter of him sticking with it, continuing to knock on the door, waiting for that potential opportunity with Sporting Kansas City. It's always going to be tough with Matt Biesler, Iko Parra in the fold, and obviously last night we saw Graham Smith get his chance. Graham Smith obviously has featured throughout the season for SPR, the rookie out of the University of Denver. He made his MLS debut last night for Sporting Kansas City. 90 minutes in central defense alongside Parra. Sporting KC prevailed 3-2. So there will be chances, and it's just a matter of Jidic being patient enough and ready when that time comes.
Well, Ochoa just trots back onto the field, and immediately they tried to stand one up for him. Winds up going to Kobayashi instead. Minter just hacking this one forward, trying to clear his lines.
Might have been a case of Ochoa just catching his breath more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's a decent shout. Looked like he did get the wind knocked out. We've all experienced that Looks to be fine now. But as you mentioned, Graham Smith getting his MLS debut with Sporting KC last night. Otherwise, we might be seeing him here today along the back line. So instead, is this man, Dakota Barnathan, making just his second appearance of this season. Featured a lot more for the Rangers last season. It's been a tough go for Barnathan, and he turns it over here. The Blackwood does well to help his teammate out, track back and win it back from his forward position. Barnathan, the VCU product, started against Colorado Springs on June 9th, played 69 minutes. It's just his second game of action in the 2018 season.
Well, and frankly, I liked what I saw from Barnathan throughout his rookie campaign last year. Started 13 of 15 appearances for the Rangers, and what I liked was his versatility. I think he's a guy who you can use him as a defensive piece in central defense, holding midfielder. Probably hold his own at any of the outside back positions as well.
He's found a good pass inside for Rubio, who turns his defender. Rubio slotting it for Sinovic, who tried to lay it off for Hernandez.
We didn't see it on camera, but Seth Sinovic apologizing to Rubio for not returning that pass. And there we saw what Rubio is best at, is holding that ball up with the defender on his back, laying it off, and then making a run towards goal.
Seen him turn a defender several times in this first half. That was a good spot as well to see the apology from Sinovic, because it did look like the quick give and go on the edge of the area would work out for the Rangers there. That chance went back. Now Storm trying a big cross-field switch of attack. Ambitious from Colton Storm, and it's cushioned back the header all the way with Angel Alvarez. When we talk about the absence of the captain, Noel Wiki, along the back line for this Las Vegas Lights team. He's also the second leading goal scorer on the team with 3 goals. He's been leading by example this entire season. It was a poor giveaway, and the Rangers now again charging forward down the right. Storm whipping it along the 6. It's headed into the air. Rubio trying to take it down, but it's pressured by Herrera Perla. Laid back now, Hernandez, as Herrera Perla still lying prone on the turf. And in the end, Rangers do play it out of bounds. But Sam, as I was just getting to, Wiki is out through yellow card accumulation. He's suspended for this game. There are several injuries for this Las Vegas Lights team in their first expansion season that they're having to deal with. So this is not what they want to see from Juan Herrera Perla on the ground, just making his 4th start of the season.
Yeah, the young rookie here getting tangled up with Rubio, and as you see there, he's holding his left foot. Certainly not what you'd want to see if you're Isidro Sanchez. Carter, it's tough enough when you're in expansion side. You've assembled a group of players that have never played together before. It's another thing entirely for that same team to go through an injury crisis. Certainly a mini injury crisis on the hands of Lights FC, I think it'd be fair to say, and certainly something that as you enter the dog days of summer is going to test this team. We talk about Vegas being 13th in the USL Western Conference standings, 5 places below the playoff spots, but they do have a lot of, let's say a lot of game in hand. They have a few games in hand on their nearest rivals, so certainly there will be opportunities for this team to rise in the standings. Having said that, only played 5 games on the road, 8 at home, so 8 of the next 10, including today, Carter, will be played away from home for Vegas. So certainly a definitive next few months that will go a long ways in defining 2018 for them.
Yeah, big stretch for Las Vegas starting here today. And so you hope Herrera Perla can be okay. He's trotting back onto the field, looks to be in decent condition, but we were talking about this injury crisis, not really a crisis, but certainly some key players hurt in the early stages for Las Vegas. Matt Thomas and Miguel Garduño, I think, are two players that were contributing early on for Las Vegas. They're still sidelined, as well as Juan Carlos Garcia and Juan Jose Calderon. So those absences, plus the absence of Joel Wiki here this afternoon. But Las Vegas doing all right. Concede the opener, but have come back to equalize, and it's 1-1 here as we move forward. Just 4 minutes left of regular time here in this first half. Minter flicking it into the path of Blackwood, but he can't get back onto the return. Just a little heavy, Tyler Blackwood, on the return pass to Chase Minter.
And I think 1-1 right now is a scoreline that is indicative of the balance of play thus far. SPR starting brightly through that man, Mr. Sinovic. Left-footed laser that beats young Angel Alvarez. As I've said multiple times, a mature response from Lights FC. Now Colton Storm brings it forward.
It's done well as well to find it outright with Blackwood, but his first time cross dealt with by the Lights. It's a tough one for Hernandez to get to. He does, just about. And then Sinovic back now with Felipe Hernandez. First touch passing here from Swope Park Rangers. Hernandez and Kuzain exchanging, and then Rubio again, just a dip of the shoulder to get around his first defender. Good covering play though from Alatorre. Some tackles it out of bounds.
Alatorre, a defender with 13, 14 years of experience, Carter, most of which in Mexico. No-nonsense defender and a good challenge there, as Rubio had done well to turn left and occupy that left channel.
Hernandez and Minter just trying to communicate there as to who would pick up that loose ball. Minter now, some space for a cross. Onto the chest of Rubio. He tries to whip it overhead. That one goes well wide. Decent thought there from Diego Rubio, but tough technique.
Not an easy attempt here, and we've seen some sensational goals in recent weeks, Carter, in the USL. This would have topped the bunch, but certainly far from doing so from Rubio. As I mentioned, some absolute pearls at the USL level, and we throw that in with what we've been treated to in MLS, and obviously as the 2018 FIFA World Cup has unfolded in Russia, it has been a wonderful month for soccer lovers.
Mathers makes a good run into the area. That's a tough angled finish. It's cleared off the line by Barnathan. Mathers did so well. He beat the keeper, but he couldn't beat the backtracking run of Dakota Barnathan.
SPR has Dakota Barnathan to thank for the scoreline, remaining at 1-1. As Mathers did well there to sneak behind the defense. It's another scare for SPR. Another warning sign as Colton Storm is down in a heap. This is a cheeky little attempt there for Mathers as he chipped it over the onrushing Herrera. And heads up, intervening there for Barnathan, and he had to be on his toes there.
Really was a wonderful first-time attempt from Mathers. He made that good run as well, didn't he? But Barnathan was there to just about clear it off the line. We're back underway as Colton Storm was down on the turf, arguing that he had been hit in the face. Nothing seen or given by the referees. Hearing that we'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. This one booted forward aimlessly. So the Rangers again can build from the back here.
Just when we had hit a little bit of a lull in this matchup, as we neared halftime, big chance there for Las Vegas. So Mathers is denied by Barnathan. 3 minutes of stoppage. I think both teams would be content with going to the locker room with this scoreline, as SPR might be a tad frustrated with the way the half has unfolded since they took the lead. Hasn't been easy for them, which would have been the concern for Las Vegas, obviously, entering this game and the way that they had performed on the road over the last month or so, considering SPR's home prowess. But what's to play for here?
Yeah, on paper, you look at the struggles on the road of Las Vegas combined with the unbeaten streak for SPR, 14 games dating back to last August at home. This certainly has played out on the pitch so far, not on paper. That one bounces up awkwardly into the hand of Herrera Perla. And possibly a set-piece opportunity here for the Swope Park Rangers, but they'll take it short, as is the MO of this 4-3-3 system. Kuzain trying to splay that one over to the right-hand side. It's a quickly taken throw. Storm charging forward, and he's angry with himself. It was a first-time attempt at the cross, and it just goes a little too heavily past all the Swope Park Rangers boys in blue.
It's the right thought there from Colton Storm. Doesn't quite wrap his right boot around it enough. And it sails out of play for a goal kick. Colton Storm, though, definitely a guy who likes to get involved going forward down that right channel. We've seen him do so on multiple occasions this afternoon, and 11 days ago got on the score sheet for SPR in that 3-2 win over Real Monarchs.
Kuzain hacks that one clear, and it's a foul drawn by Diego Rubio. Herrera Perla just getting a little too touch tight there. So we're into 3 minutes of added time here in the first half. Is there time for a go-ahead goal that would certainly change the halftime mood for one of these teams? Belmar yelling at the referee. He wanted a foul. And then Kuzain does wonderfully well to shield Kobayashi away from that one and then carry it forward to start this counterattack for the Swope Park Rangers. Blackwood trying to find the run of Hernandez, just a little too heavy again. And that will be the last touch of the first half. Well, it's started as a breakneck speed, kind of slowed down into the halftime break. Sesanovic getting us started with his left-footed laser early on to give the Swope Park Rangers the lead, but Daigo Kobayashi with a lovely first-time finish off the post equalized things for Las Vegas. That's where we stand at halftime. The score 1-1 between SPR and Las Vegas Lights. Stick with us. We'll be right back for all the halftime highlights, stats, and analysis. Halftime at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. The Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC tied at 1 apiece. Well, we talked about some of the wonder goals that we've seen in USL here in recent weeks. But maybe one of the best goals scored in this stadium took place just a week ago. And we had a chance to go behind the shield with Johan Quaze's game winner for Sporting KC in the Open Cup.
Not a convincing clears though. Lamar, it takes 2 deflections and it's in. Roland Lamar has stunned the crowd here at Children's Mercy Park. FC Dallas have drawn levels. And we've got a substitution for Sporting KC. Another man working his way back from an injury, Johan Quaze in for Daniel Shallowy. And Ziegler battling. Shelton poked away from behind by Hedges, falls to Quaze on the volley! You absolutely got to be kidding me! You will not see a better goal all season! C'est magnifique! Quaze! And there's the final whistle. What a performance from Sporting Kansas City as they grab a 3-2 victory over FC Dallas.
What a goal.
My best goal for my career, so yeah, in the last minute, so I'm really happy tonight.
What a goal! This is gonna be the best game of the year. You know, it was like Zidane's goal.
What a magnifique of a goal from Johan Quaze. Certainly one of the best that we've seen in this stadium. Will there be a better one in the second half? There's been certainly plenty of attacking talent on display in the first. Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC tied at 1 apiece. Stick with us. We'll be back with the highlights, upcoming schedule, stats, and around the league news as SPR and Las Vegas Lights are at the halftime break tied at 1 apiece. Now Silva, oh my goodness, what a goal! Mateo Silva, and a goal! And an equalizer!
Big save by John McCarthy.
Buffon punched away Ranjitsing on Sparrow again.
Wow. What a save.
Connor Sparrow shot from distance, and Cochran with that brilliant effort. My goodness.
It's Jones, saved by Tambakis.
Hernandez, can he take it? Big save, Dykstra.
Near post, Barino, another huge save. On the assets, great save, Restrepo.
Lomas got a head to it, and Matt Pickens makes the save.
available, looking for Lomas. Oh! Bound! North Carolina FC!
On to the right, Smith. Into the box. Headed past McCarthy, and there it is!
Steps, strikes, and scores.
Benjabar headed. Goal! Penalty!
This one will drop to Miller. Miller tie!
Level at the break. One apiece between Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC. Joined by Sam Cobson, I am Carter Augustine, and let's take a look at the standings in the Western Conference of the USL. And SPR on 25 points. They have a chance to move up to 4th place if they can find all 3 points with the winner here in the second half.
That's where we've seen them finish, Carter, in the last 2 seasons. At 4th place spot in the Western Conference. Certainly this is an SPR side that in the previous 2 years of their existence has peaked at just the right time in those fall months as they've gone on those long runs, getting to the USL Cup final in 2 straight years. We'll see if they can do it again.
Let's take a look now at some of the happenings in and around the league in USL. And I think one of the cooler things in U.S. soccer is this Playing for Pride initiative, conceptualized and championed by North Carolina FC midfielder Austin DeLuz, and we've got a couple of local connections as well with that program.
We do. Iko Para, one of the many players from MLS participating in this initiative. And Carter, I think it's an example of not only the ability that soccer has to bring us together, but also the roles that these star athletes and social media can play in advancing causes in contemporary society and furthering that LGBTQ community initiative.
It really is a cool one. Check that out, Playing for Pride. You can join in terms of what these athletes are contributing throughout the month. Meanwhile, there's some record-setting attendance going on in the league in Week 14. Just wonderful as USL continues to grow. And we saw the game winner from Johan Quase for Sporting KC in the US Open Cup, Louisville City as well, advancing, furthering their Open Cup run to the quarterfinals. Well, that's going around the league. What's going on in this game between the Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights as we take a look at the first half stats between the two teams?
And just about what you would expect from a possession standpoint, that SPR has had the lion's share. When we're talking about shots and if we're talking about quality chances, it's been a very evenly played game. I think Las Vegas Lights will like where they're at right now with the scoreline being 1-1, and I think SPR will want to step it up a notch here in the second half.
Well, it's 1-1 and 3 points very much up for grabs for these two teams in the Western Conference. Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC. Second half kick coming up next. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. sun peeking out behind the rain clouds. And the Swope Park Rangers tied with Las Vegas Lights FC at a score of 1 apiece. And let's take a look at the first half highlights, as it really was pretty wide open to start the game.
Certainly was, and we see the first chance of the game here as Angel Alvarez coming off his line, and then Carlton Belmar leaving his mark as he usually does for the Rangers, squaring it. Doesn't quite reach Diego Rubio.
Alvarez busy in the early stages. We'll see him again quickly off his line here to deny Belmar. But he was the first one picking the ball from his net. Satsanovic getting his first SPR goal.
And Alvarez will maybe be a little disappointed with himself. Maybe saw this one late, but there's no denying the quality of that strike from Satsanovic.
Just smashed that ball past the young Las Vegas keeper, but just a couple minutes later, Las Vegas were level thanks to Daigo Kobayashi.
Terrific cushion header to play Kobayashi through from Sammy Ochoa, and then how about that finish to the far post? 1-1 after 45.
And it was almost 2-1 to Las Vegas, but a crucial goal line intervention from Dakota Barnathan kept things at 1 apiece as we went into the halftime break.
I think that was just a reminder for SPR that today certainly won't be any walk in the park. Vegas has come to play.
Well, we're at the halftime break here, and it looks like we'll have our first change of the game. And not a bad option to bring on for Paulo Nagamura and the Swope Park Rangers. Haji Berry going to check in, and perhaps a bit of a surprise to see him not in the starting lineup, as he's the only player to start every game so far this season for the Swope Park Rangers. 5 goals and 4 assists to his name, Haji Berry. And perhaps a bit unlucky to not see his name in the opening team sheet for the Swope Park Rangers, but he will replace Diego Rubio in the attacking lineup here as we move forward into the second half.
Haji Berry, a very attack-minded player, someone who spent his first 2 professional seasons with the Orlando City SC organization. Had an excellent year last year with Orlando City B, and he's picked up where he left off this year with SPR. He's made a very good impression under head coach Paulo Nagamura. As you said, 5 goals, 4 assists. He will maintain his streak of featuring in every SPR match this season. Today, first time coming off the bench. Diego Rubio, fairly active in his 45 minutes of action. Was never going to go the full 90, having played a part in last night's win for Sporting KC, but some good playing time for that man there on the bench as his day is done. And now an opportunity for Haji Berry to link up with Carlton Belmar. We've seen them do that so successfully here in 2018.
Of course, Diego Rubio drawing the foul that led to the free kick from which Satsanovic scored. A couple of Las Vegas players late in coming out to the pitch, and that's what has delayed this second half kick. Sammy Ochoa trotting back, the last man onto the pitch. And that means Sergei Demanchuk can get us restarted here. Second half underway from Children's Mercy Park, 1-1 the score. Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights switching sides, so SPR from left to right now in their dark blue with blue stripes. This is a handball against Tyler Blackwood, and Las Vegas Lights, as we mentioned, wearing the 4 colors of Las Vegas, City of Las Vegas logo.
Carter, we've been fairly complimentary of Vegas's performance so far this afternoon. If you're SPR, I think what you want to see early in this half is energy, and this man can bring it.
Well, it's a header into the path of Haji Berry, just onto the field, and he's pulled back just outside the area. So it'll be a free kick here for the Rangers, an immediate impact from Haji Berry, and it'll be a yellow card as well, the first of the game. This one going to Alex Mendoza.
Precisely what I said, Carter, is SPR bringing energy early in this second half to shake that lethargy that kind of had settled in at the end of the first, and Haji Berry getting involved right away, drawing that foul, drawing that yellow card. Now SPR with a terrific set piece look right here.
This one in a really tasty position. I think the Rangers actually might have moved the ball back from where the foul actually occurred to try and open up a little more room. Get up and down and over the wall. We know Felipe Hernandez is good on a set-piece situation, good on a dead ball. Kuzain also there to perhaps aid with his left foot. Hernandez stepping up. Well, he had Alvarez worried, diving to his left. It doesn't test the frame of the goalkeeper.
We've seen Hernandez put these in the back of the net before. And this one flashes just wide of Alvarez's left-hand post. Might have taken a slight deflection on the way through. We're gonna see right here. No, Hernandez just puts his laces through that one. Or maybe want to have it back. But a decent opening to the second half here from SPR. And what we saw was Haji Berry making an impression right away, drawing that foul.
Here he is again. He gets the ball from Blackwood. He's trying to slide it through the middle of the Las Vegas defense, but pass is cut out. And so now Belmar on the left-hand side. Great stick tackle from Jaime. And Mendiola charging up the other way now for Las Vegas. He slides in a good pass for Ochoa. Just not enough power behind that shot to really test Christian Herrera.
That's really good, though, from Vegas, and it starts with Jaime's dispossession of Belmar, and he does so well to set Mendiola free down the right there, and Mendiola then had plenty of work to do. He did well to find Ochoa, but power lacking in the shot.
Alvarez finds the feet of Herrera Perla. Talk about the youngster Alvarez, Las Vegas native, making just his second start, second in a row. He's doing well to keep Ricardo Ferrinho on the bench. Ferrinho 6th in the league in saves, and he started 12 games. A big game against SPR actually in this first encounter between these two teams in Las Vegas did Ferrinho. He lost his place last week thanks to yellow card accumulation. And Alvarez has kept his spot here against SPR in Kansas City. Barnathan trying to find the run of storm. It's a tough pass for Alvarez to handle under the pressure of Blackwood. He's actually done really well. Calmly delivers it out to the left-hand side. Torres sizing up Haji Berry. Gets past Berry. And a double tip indicated by the referee right in front of the Las Vegas bench. They didn't like that call. It'll be a throw-in for Swope Park Rangers.
I'll tell you, I've been decently impressed with Angel Alvarez thus far this afternoon. He's a little undersized, but making just his second USL appearance of the season. He's made a brilliant save on that deflected effort earlier in the first half. Chase Minter, and he's given the Lights every chance to come away from this one with a decent result.
1-1 the score here, just a few minutes into the second half. Again, Seth Sinovic, the left back, opening the scoring for the home team. There's a miscommunication as Storm and Berry both attack the same pass forward. It'll drift all the way out of bounds for a goal kick. After Sinovic opened the scoring, it was equalized by another MLS veteran, Daigo Kobayashi. Just a few minutes later, with his third goal on the season. Of course, Kobayashi with one Japan cap. Wonder if he got a chance to check out Japanese national team in action earlier today in the World Cup. Here he is dribbling past Kuzain in midfield. Finds Mendiola, trying to clip it past for Hernandez, who did well to just get his body in the way. The Lights growing into it here now in the second half. Mendoza up for Mathers, who tried to help it into the path of Torres. Mathers well pressured by Minter, and now Blackwood has won it away, and he tries to slide it in behind the back line. Can Minter get there? No, just enough pace from Herrera Perla. Could this be a counterattack? Mathers looking for Torres. Intercepted by Barnathan, but won back by Ochoa.
If we're looking at that opportunity there for SPR, I think Blackwood maybe would have been better served to just hold the ball one more second, allow Minter to get some momentum in making that run downfield. Nevertheless, Herrera Perla does well to recover.
Decent chance for SPR on the counterattack. Torre now has found a good ball. Mendiola in some space. Alvarez. Been a little deeper today. Carlos Alvarez.
We haven't said his name too much, have we? Just as I say that, watch him make a mark on this game. Certainly something that Vegas will be hoping for. But as you alluded to, he has been a little bit further into the midfield, not quite as advanced.
Storm now in the box. Got his eyes up, looking for the run of Blackwood. Deflected away by Mendoza. Minter. There's plenty of space here. He's found a pass for Sinovic. Edge of the area on the left-hand side. Tried to touch it around a defender. And, well, coming together there between Sinovic and Jaime Jr. As the foul was initially called on Sinovic, he tried to touch it around Jaime.
And sportsmanship prevails. Always like to see scuffles and a handshake, huh?
Just a bit of an awkward play there, I think. Two men falling out of bounds. Tempers flare for a moment. Cooler heads in the end prevail.
I think Sinovic might have just been a little annoyed in the way Jaime went into that challenge, but at the end of the day, no storylines, nothing comes from that one.
Header on the little half bounce there from Belmar, and then it's played out of bounds. Hernandez trying to give chase. Well, we talk about Las Vegas Lights coming into the league this season. USL getting set to announce some more expansion as a new club is scheduled to be unveiled on June 28th in the northeast region of the country. And Sam, that'll be the 6th expansion announced for next season as this league just continues to grow.
Certainly has been busy. You're looking at that team from the Northeast coming in on June 28th. We've already announced Austin, Birmingham, Memphis, Albuquerque, El Paso for the 2019 USL campaign. And when I say we, of course, I mean the United Soccer League. And adding clubs to those respective markets.
Some good Southwestern flair there.
Absolutely. I think that sets the stage for some very fun rivalries into the future. And I think expansion is coming at certainly an appropriate time, as last week.
This one stood up in the box. Ochoa charging in.
As I was saying, Carter, last week USL setting a single weekend attendance record, nearly 140,000 fans in week 14 combined. Certainly a period of growth for the league, and then when you look at what Louisville City FC has done in the Open Cup, advancing to the quarterfinals.
Belmar trying to exchange it with Barry. Now it's in for Belmar! A tap in for Belmar. He's got his 9th goal of the season. That leads the league. And the Swope Park Rangers lead Las Vegas Lights by a score of 2-1.
Absolutely predatory. He's got an appetite for goals. It's Carlton Belmar and Haji Berry getting involved. That ball is repelled, but Colton Storm in the right place, sliding it across. And it's easy pickings for Carlton Belmar, the USL's leading goal scorer.
Well, first game since May 19th, no problem. You knew he was going to get on the score sheet. Belmar back on top of the scoring charts by himself. He's got his 9th of the season in his 9th game Not a bad goal-scoring return for Carlton Belmar this season in USL.
He has 24 goals now in his last 2 seasons with the Swope Park Rangers, a club record. And certainly if he continues on this rate, more and more opportunities will come with Sporting KC. And certainly if not, if he keeps punching him in for SPR, he'll be climbing that all-time USL chart.
So Belmar gives the Rangers a lead, and that leads to a substitution from the away side, their first of the game. And, well, we suppose in the first half that we might see a debut here from James Murphy. And that's exactly what we get here in Kansas City, Kansas. A highly touted young attacking player for LAFC making his way onto the pitch. More on him in a moment, because Haji Berry running out of defender. Oh, he just crossed up Torres, but a little too heavily on his touch. It was ushered out of bounds. Again, Alatorre coming over to cover.
I think what James Murphy will provide is a little bit more of a creative punch in the middle part of the field for Lights. They've maybe been lacking that over the last half hour or so. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on him, but we keep our advancing into the attacking third all the way into the box.
Are unmarked as that play continued on. So Las Vegas now trailing for the second time in this one.
And this changes the game a bit, doesn't it? Just as Las Vegas fall behind, they insert Murphy into the lineup. Might see the game a little bit more stretched now, as Vegas will have more of an impetus to get forward, and Belmar there doing well to draw a foul.
Belmar sided down by Marco Jaime Jr., and that's a yellow card for him. He's the second one in the book for Las Vegas. Alex Mendoza checking out of the game for James Murphy. So there's just one player on the field with the yellow card. That is this man Jaime. He'll have to tread carefully, and you see there the reaction from Carlton Belmar after he was chopped down. Getting frustrated with some of the physical attention to the goal scorer. And that matchup between he and Jaime has boiled over a few times, and now Jaime on a yellow card for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Carlton Belmar probably getting what he wanted there, as Jaime goes into the books, and now it's an excellent set-piece opportunity with Minter standing over it.
Chase Minter from Heath, Texas, 25-year-old, making his 5th consecutive start. Whipping in across. Belmar is there. Offside, though. Well spotted by the near side referee. You wondered how Belmar got in so much space there. Evidently, it was illegally so. So we are an hour into this match. Belmar getting his 9th goal of the season. That is the difference as we stand. Angel Alvarez looking for Mendiola. He cushioned it just into the path of Haji Berry. Sanovic, he's got a ball for Minter on through the middle. Hands on Seth Sanovic's head, because boy, that looked like a good opportunity to cut straight through the heart of the Las Vegas defense.
It certainly was. What a great run off the ball from Chase Minter there, splitting the Las Vegas defense. Heads-up movement there, and Seth Sanovic saw it just a little too much behind that one. Immediately as it left his left boot, Seth Sanovic had his hands raised with apologies.
Kuzain on the ball here. We talk about Carlton Belmar making his first appearance since May 19th. That was the last time Kuzain played as well for the Swope Park Rangers, as he's been called into action with Sporting KC in recent games, recent weeks. Got his first career goal as well. He doesn't have one on the USL level, but he has a game winner at the MLS level.
Certainly amazing, isn't it, Carter? As Juan Kuzain certainly made an impression on June 3rd when Sporting KC beat Minnesota United FC 4-1. Kuzain was summoned in to the game in that one as a first-half substitute. Like you said, scoring a goal in the first half just a few moments after coming into the game, and with that holding midfield position that he plays, it's conceivable that player like Kuzain could maybe only score a handful of goals throughout his professional career, and to do so early in his career is quite amazing. And this is certainly something you don't want to see if you're an SPR and Sporting KC fan, as Belmar's down holding his right ankle.
Really looking unsure about that ankle, Carlton Belmar. Back to Kuzain. He's played in this number 6 role for the Swope Park Rangers the majority of the time, but you see the versatility that he brings in the midfield, not only playing most of his time in a more advanced midfield role, but we saw him shifted out to the wing for Peter Vermees in a game as well.
We did, and we've seen him take the field 5 times now for Sporting Kansas City over the last month. Pretty impressive contribution, twice in the Open Cup. He started both Open Cup victories for Sporting Kansas City, and while he has shown some midfield versatility, playing a little more advanced with the first team, I think that's probably more a product of Ilie Sanchez being in the fold for Peter Vermees' men. And obviously, Ilie, one of the first players on the team sheet at that number 6 spot. I think the Sporting KC coaching staff probably sees Kuzain as a number 6 as well, but based on the personnel recently, I should say, at Peter Vermees' disposal, it's kind of thrusted Kuzain a little bit further forward.
Here he is in that 6 role, really becomes a quarterback at times, dropping in between the center halves as he did just there to start this attack. Carlton Belmar off the pitch at the time. And he will be welcomed back onto the pitch for a dangerous set piece. Another one for the Rangers. They scored on one from a similar position here, just flipped in the first half.
It's a needless foul and a clumsy one to concede in that area of the field if you're Las Vegas. Blackwood didn't have a whole lot of real estate there, not a whole lot of options. There weren't too many runners into the box, but now it's another dangerous opportunity here for the hosts.
Minter with the run up, curls it to the back post. Oh, it's gone the wrong way, but Barry now onto it. Tries to fire it to the far post. It's cleared off the line. Looked like Dakota Barnathan had snuck in behind his defender there.
He certainly had, and what a delicious service this is to the back stick from Minter. A lot of contact there with Alvarez and Barnathan, and then Barry's.
Put some reverse spin on the corner, but it's straight into the arms of Alvarez, who wastes possession for Las Vegas Lights. How well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday, and you could win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. Well, on paper, you would have picked Swope Park Rangers to continue their home unbeaten run, but Las Vegas Lights very much still in this game. Ball pops out for Haji Berry. Gets it into Belmar, who is just onto the pitch, nursing that ankle.
The ringer here, recent moments, hasn't he? Conceded, should say, drawn multiple fouls. Hold again.
Well, we saw Hernandez take the last one of these set-piece direct free kick opportunities. This one looks a little more set up for a left footer, and Kuzain really looks interested. Here is Kuzain curling it! Sensational strike from Kuzain! Oh, what a beautiful goal!
You cannot be serious. Juan Kuzain puts his left foot through.
And he's given SPR a 3-1 lead here in the second half.
Carter, I'd always be hesitant to compare any player in any shape or form to Cristiano Ronaldo, but the way he struck that free kick, it certainly was reminiscent of Ronaldo, and the way he just put his laces through that one with the ball knuckling over the wall, and isn't a lot of spin on it, but it just dips there under the crossbar. And Alvarez can only flail his arms at that one, as it was behind him before he even knew it hit him. An absolute thunderbolt from Juan Kuzain, Juan Kamal. He'll remember that goal for the rest of his life.
So another reactionary substitution from Las Vegas as seasoned veteran Eric Avila comes in for Zach Mathers. It'll be up to Avila to try and get the Las Vegas Lights back into this game. It's 1-1 at the half, but 2 goals here in the second half have given Swope Park Rangers some breathing room as they look to extend their 14-game home unbeaten streak that dates back to last August. Well, Sam, that's a really interesting point that you bring up Cristiano Ronaldo, because we actually did a piece with Kuzain. Back to that in a moment, because here come the Lights and Eric Avila immediately into the game and immediately getting a shot away. And a poor layoff from Kuzain. Lights trying to respond. Alvarez for Ochoa. His layoff easily read by Colton Storm. And Carlton Pelmar will give chase and give problems to the Lights back line. Just enough there for Alatorre. Diagonal looking for Mendiola, but Storm just heads that one backwards and out of play. So back to Kuzain and that Ronaldo comparison. We did a little piece on Kuzain and had him in for an interview, Sam, and it was right after Ronaldo had hit that free kick against Spain, and he was asked, you know, what are the pressures there in the last minute of the game? The ability to take that free kick and score it, and he was asked, can he hit a free kick like that? He said he's working on it. Well, I think his work has come to fruition here.
Certainly his homework has paid off, hasn't it? You see players more and more trying to strike the ball like that on those free kick instances where the ball is a little more in a central position, right there in the central channel. And we mentioned Ronaldo. We may as well also mention Phoenix Rising FC's Didier Drogba and how he has struck his free kicks over the years.
Similar technique.
Ball is going to break. I think oftentimes what you see keepers try to do is just punch it away, not even trying to corral it cleanly, but just punch those away. Those come at you like a bolt of light.
His own 6-yard box and immediately getting his eyes up, spraying a 50-yard diagonal on the spot. Carlton Belmar draws another foul. We've seen that time and time again. Jaime, of course, on a yellow card at this point. James Murphy on loan from LAFC. He's not making his professional debut because he signed for Sheffield Wednesday, coming off his wonderful US U20 international career. And he played in the English League Cup for Sheffield Wednesday. This is his first real taste of professional action in the United States. That's a poor back pass, and it's given offside. Belmar arguing how. Perhaps it was in the build-up to that play, but looked like that was a shanked clearance from a Las Vegas player.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Carter, this might have been a premature offside call. Hard to know exactly where and why the referee raises his flag. Nevertheless, we've got another change coming for SPR as Felipe Hernandez will make way for 18-year-old Sporting KC Academy product, Roman Knox.
Knox from Shawnee, Kansas. 18-year-old making his 4th sub appearance, 5th appearance overall on the season. Another SKC Academy product finding his way onto the pitch for Swope Park Rangers. 3-1 the score here as we are in the 74th minute. Can the Lights find a way back into this one? Kuzain, lovely chipped pass. And Storm with a touch on the shoulder, trying to work space for the cross. He spotted the run of Barry, but it was a lung-busting run from Mendiola to get back, and he had to in order to block that cross. Barry wide open on the back post.
As you say, you got to give credit there to Mendiola to track back, putting in his defensive duties there, but how about that Atlas pass from Kuzain and that touch from Colton Storm, very solid, setting him free down the right side. SPR knocking on the door again.
Taking a short corner here with Minter. The top of the box. That's a poor clearance from Kobayashi, but it's completed in the end. Perla clearing lines. So Storm now standing this one up on the corner of the area. It's just cushioned with the head back to Alvarez. Alvarez smacking this one forward into Swope Park Rangers half, and then a little tug back on the shirt from Roman Knox. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. There's a clever chip over the Swope Park Rangers defense by Mendiola, but Torres just couldn't quite get onto it. Clever touch from Blackwood, but clever defending as well. This is a tough one for Alvarez to get to. He can't. Off his shin, out of play. Another corner kick for SPR.
Dangerous times now for Vegas. You get the feeling the game is getting away from them just a little bit. SPR growing in stature. As good as Lights were in the first half, struggled to gain any sort of traction here in the second period. And I think at the end of the day, what we've seen is the better team starting to show its muscle.
Minter now again taking control of this corner kick. Lofted high into the sky to the back post, and a little pick play spotted by the referee. There'll be a foul against SPR. And here is the third and final substitution for Isidro Sanchez, as Julian Portugal, the Las Vegas native, UNLV, wonderful career with the Rebels. And he will check in for Perla. Scored 7 goals for the Runnin' Rebels, did Julian Portugal. Spent some time with the Tulsa Roughnecks a few seasons ago as well. Blackwood almost there. Steal it away from the duo of Murphy and Alatorre. Congested in the middle of the park at the moment for the Lights. Mendiola's touch lets him down. Barry. Inside, Kuzain. And now Barry again. Creating space, passing it forward for Kuzain, just a little too far as Kuzain was on his heels there. A good sliding challenge from Minter, as it looked like Ochoa might have found a nice splitting pass. The layoff from Blackwood under pressure, and now Barry again moving forward. He was trying to curl it to the back post for Belmar, and disappointed with himself, Haji Barry.
His hands in his face, and I think that there's just a simple scuff from Haji Barry. We haven't seen it often this season. Just a little bit of a fluff delivery as Belmar was making that run into the box.
Knox draws the foul. Well, we've seen an impact from Haji Barry coming into this game, haven't we?
Certainly have. You cannot question his quality or the strengths that he has brought to this SPR team in 2018. 5 goals, 4 assists tells part of the story, but I think we can look at his impact in the first half hour of the second half here. I think SPR had hit a point of lethargy at the end of the first half. It hadn't created a whole lot from minutes 30 to 45. And Haji Barry comes in, and I think he gave SPR that jolt that it needed. And now here they are, 2 goals to the good with 11 minutes plus change to go.
You can see why Haji Barry played almost 300 more minutes than any other player for the Swope Park Rangers this season. He's been a constant in the lineup. First game he hasn't started this season. He's come on for his first sub appearance and really made a huge difference in the second half. There's ball bouncing around the area. Several Big collisions in the box as well. A few shouts for a penalty from Las Vegas Lights players, and well, Herrera at the end able to pounce on it, but that was a close one.
He does enough at the end, does Herrera, Carter, but this is exactly what you don't want happening if you're SPR. Any sloppiness like this, any opportunities you concede to the Lights. Is a little bit of a frantic moment inside the box there, but Herrera recovers to smother the ball.
It's a brave dive there at the end. And around all of those boots flying in the box. Christian Herrera then making his debut for the Swope Park Rangers.
I think he can be pleased with the way things have gone so far this afternoon. If you look back to the goal that he conceded against Daigo Kobayashi, I think most goalkeepers would not have been able to keep that one out of the net.
Yeah, sensational strike, first time as well. Another foul in midfield against the Lights. Torres, the guilty party. Excuse me, that's Julian Portugal into the match. Minter. Blackwood fouled again. Oh, and there's a punch to the face. That was clear and obvious from Marcelo Alatorre as this thing is popping off here at Children's Mercy Park. Well, you don't like to see that. Just 9 minutes or so remaining in this game. And the referee, Sergei Demonchuk, will have to talk this over with his AR. It happened right in front of the near side assistant referee. So coming together here off an innocuous foul as well. Alatorre chasing down, and it's this right here. Elbow to the face.
Yeah, it's Alatorre's reaction right there, that elbow across Tyler Blackwood's chest. And then Haji Berry coming over in support of his teammates. And as you said, Carter, this is the last thing that this game needs. The result appears to be in favor of SPR. This is needless stuff at the end of the day, and both players get booked. And quite frankly, I think Alatorre is fortunate to only see yellow here, Carter.
I think he is. I think the referee already had his yellow out for Alatorre for the initial foul.
Yeah, the way he raises his elbow and puts it into the chest of Tyler Blackwood, I think you'd see many referees send a player off for something like that.
I think Alatorre may be getting a call from the league office after this one. It's a yellow card for him, a yellow card for Haji Berry as well for the reaction. And the referee's still in conference here on the near side.
Well, the first half, I really thought this game was played in a clean fashion. I think what we've seen in the second is a Vegas side that has appeared more and more fatigued, and an SPR team that has continued to attack and really put this Vegas back line to the test. And I think a little bit of frustration has set in combination with that fatigue. And I think SPR, Vegas in a position now where kind of just been reaching for the game with hints of desperation, and the way that scuffle reared itself is disappointing to see.
Some confusion now after that scuffle as to where the foul was given and where the free kick should be taken from. Pell Nagamura with a watchful eye. In the end, just a couple of yellow cards from Sergei Demonchuk. Scuffle out of nowhere as here. If you do the same stuff, I'll send you off from the head referee. Minter, that's a wonderful ball. Belmar rose so well, but the ball rose over the net.
Minter's set piece deliveries today have been exquisite, and this is no exception. It's perfect area there for Belmar to put his head on, and Belmar just nodding a little bit over the bar there.
Well, he completely out-jumped Alatorre.
Certainly did, and Belmar has certainly been one of the reasons I think that Vegas have experienced some frustration here in the second half, as he's been involved frequently.
Well, we haven't seen the impacts from Carlos Alvarez that you can see from number 7 for Las Vegas, but he's standing over this free kick. Still some time here if Vegas snatch a goal back from this set piece situation. Alvarez, 9th in the USL in chances created. Here he is with a curling effort. Shouts for a penalty. Somewhat half-hearted there. And the cross was well overhit as well. An easy gather for the 6'6" Christian Herrera.
Just hasn't quite been Carlos Alvarez's day. We've seen that on his day, he can be a game changer, an absolute game changer. This afternoon, SPR, I think, have successfully stifled him, more so simply by keeping hold of the ball himself. And Alvarez, as we had mentioned, has kind of sat a little bit deeper today than he customarily would, maybe given.
Well, he sprung the attack here, and Ochoa in behind the defense. Ochoa slots it past the keeper. And it's 3-2 Las Vegas Lights back in this.
From out of nowhere, Las Vegas Lights back into this game. 3-2 with time to spare. What a ball downfield, and Sammy Ochoa, we've seen him finish these throughout his career, and this one no exception. The Lights still flickering, they have a lifeline.
Lifeline for the Lights. Sammy Ochoa really getting into his goal scoring form. He had 2 goals last week. He's got another this week to bring his total up to 4 on the season. And what a pass from James Murphy as well in his first game on loan from LAFC. Gets an assist for the Las Vegas Lights, the youngster.
We talked about how he might be able to come in and impact this game, and he's done just that. Lights appeared dead and buried only minutes ago. That moment of quality, that downfield vision from Murphy, springing Ochoa free in SPR. I think Paulo Nagamura will be very disappointed. His defense switched off there. Now, Lights are switched on. It's 3-2. And there's a shred of doubt now in this result.
There's an awkward thigh clearance there for the Golden Storm. He's now back with Alvarez. Well, credit to Murphy for the pass that led to the goal, but we were just talking about the influence of Carlos Alvarez. He really got that attack started, transitioning from defense to offense so well with the through ball in the middle. Minter dumping it into the corner here. A couple shouts from the bench as well. Sounds like Minter is about to come off as Brian Rebellon ready to check in. Colton Storm gets a toe to that one as Mendiola was ready to pounce. It's been all over the pitch today, Colton Storm, and that's the end of the game, as I mentioned, for Chase Minter, as Brian Rebellon will come into the game for his 12th appearance on the season. 7 of those now coming from the bench. And Chase Minter, as normal, has run his socks off here.
Yeah, I think a pretty strong outing for Chase Minter. His set piece deliveries throughout the day, asked questions of the Vegas defense, and he was very active, as he normally is. But if you're SPR right now, I think you're shaking your head a little bit in frustration. This game still hangs in the balance.
Long throw flicked on at the 6. Barry trying to get there to clear, and it's a high boot. Called against Las Vegas. Vocal disagreements from the Las Vegas benches. It looked like both players had their boots in similar positions there. Belmar challenging for it. Now Blackwood, can he get there? He does, wonderfully. He finds a good pass too. Barry in plenty of space. Blackwood calling for it at the back post. Instead, it's Belmar who lines up the shot. Apologizes to his teammates. That one ending up in row Z.
That's just not the right decision from Belmar. Given the time and score, he's unlikely to find the back of the net from that distance anytime. He pulled the trigger from that far out. He had options. SPR, the right thing to do would have been to retain possession, kill off this game.
Blackwood just holding his run enough. The pass from Barry takes him wide left as we move into the 4 minutes of added time. Blackwood looking for options, tried to go through the legs, but good tackle there from Jaime Jr. And then Blackwood aggressively into that challenge. He's called for the foul. So 4 minutes now, 3.5, I should say, for Las Vegas to grab what would be an unlikely equalizer. As Couzain's free kick put the score to 3-1, and you really thought the Swope Park Rangers were in control.
And who would have thought that the Rangers ended up needing that free kick, that bit of class from Couzain to maybe emerge with all 3 points, but as it stands, that's exactly what they'll need. It's just a goal separates these two teams as Vegas comes forward again with Murphy.
Trying to chip one up for Ochoa. It's a lovely delivery. What a wonderful cushioned header from Ochoa. Mendiola around Storm. Still Mendiola blocked away for a corner. Some of the best attacking work that we've seen from Las Vegas here in stoppage time.
Really good stuff, and Murphy has come in and he's really made the difference, hasn't he? That ball, he stands up to Ochoa, who does so well to cushion the ball back to Mendiola.
Quickly taking corner now. Alvarez gets it back from Mendiola into the middle. Jidic there with a commanding header away from the box. Knox helps it onwards, and Rebellon chases that one down ahead of Murphy. Knox now with Storm, and neither of those players were making the run. Colton Storm gives possession back to Las Vegas. Mendiola nodding it back into the mixer. Las Vegas in the ascendancy. No look pass from Murphy, cut out by Couzain. And Belmar plays it off Murphy. A chance for SPR to just take a little bit of the pace out of this game. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL.
Well, this is a game that we'll be wanting to go to YouTube for highlights of, Carter, because it has entertained largely from start to finish, with maybe the exception of a little bit of a dry period at the end of the first half. I think SPR appeared to be in cruise control, built that 2-goal lead, but I think James Murphy, the way he's come in and kind of added another dimension for Vegas, you've still got a hope.
Kobayashi sliding it in behind the back line. Onside, Mendiola taken down. It's a penalty. And a chance for Las Vegas at the death of this game to pull level.
One last twist in the plot. Unbelievable stuff here. As the through ball comes through, Mendiola gets on the end of it. There's no question that's a penalty, at least from that angle. We're gonna see it again. And I think for me, there's enough contact there. The official has made the right decision in giving Las Vegas an unlikely opportunity to tie this game at the death. Remarkable stuff here at Children's Mercy Park.
So Christian Herrera in his first game for the Swope Park Rangers. It's now on his shoulders to try and salvage all 3 points as Carlos Alvarez will step up to the penalty spot to try and snatch a draw here for Las Vegas. Oh, he tips it forward, and it's off the post! Flash from the lights, and it's too flashy in the end. What a remarkable ending to this game. The Swope Park Rangers win by a score of 3-2.
I'm at loss for words. Remarkable stuff. Vegas with a chance to tie it at the death. As we see a little altercation here between coaches. You never like to see that at the end of a match. You cannot make up the ending to this game. The script has gone absolutely wild.
Well, a bit speechless here at the end of the game. Las Vegas Lights going for the old Robert Pires Arsenal penalty, and it goes horribly wrong for the visitors. It looked like they had a last gasp equalizer on the cards, but in the end, the Swope Park Rangers hold on. 3-2 the final score. Stick with us. We've got a lot to digest from this one. We'll be right back for post-game analysis and highlights. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. 3-2 the final score between the Swope Park Rangers and Las Vegas Lights FC, but that score does not tell the story of what was a sensational ending to this game, Sam Cobson.
An absolute thriller. What didn't this game have at the end of the day, Carter? Goals, scuffles, to put it politely. And it began with Seth Stanovic, an absolute laser. But then Lights reply, it's Kobayashi picking out the far corner. Well taken.
Wonderful goal from Kobayashi, but the score at 1-1 at halftime. Belmar with the go-ahead goal, and this wound up being the game winner, a sensational free kick from Kuzain. Here was where the game really got chippy. I think Alatorre is going to be, he was lucky to not get sent off for that forearm shiver right to the throat of Tyler Blackwood.
He certainly was, and Blackwood and Barry ended up getting bookings, but then James Murphy came into the game for the Lights and changed the game, and then we saw Mendiola go down in the box. Certainly a controversial call there. And how about this? Ochoa off the woodwork, and SPR escapes after the game. We descend into another scuffle involving coaches. So many storylines, so much action. At the end of the day, an absolute thriller and 3 points for SPR.
SPR moving up to 4th place in the Western Conference, extending their home unbeaten streak to 15 games. What a sensational game.